First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me to be here today, especially the Brazilian Embassy, the Brazilian Consulates, and Westminster Business Council. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I do remember that I was in the Brazilian Embassy back many years ago, and I also remember that we help many businesses, such as you, to grow, basically. We used to provide seminars like this one, helping people to set up their own businesses and also helping them to grow. Now, I'm going to talk briefly about me. It's not very relevant, but just to give an introduction, once again, my name is Rodolfo Basilio. My passion in life is helping people to start up their own business and growing these businesses. I have a passion to help people since I was born. I do remember that when I was a student in college, I used to give lessons to my colleagues during the weekends. And I also remember that during the university, I used to give lessons to perhaps vast majority of my students, my colleagues in the university during the weekends to help them to pass the exams. So this is what I wish. This is my goal in life. So the only difference between when I was younger and now is rather than helping students and friends, now I help businesses like you to grow their businesses here in UK and international as well. Now, back in 2007, I started up my company called Vertice Services. What we do is we offer accountancy services and consultancy services to businesses here in UK. Back in 2011, I also set up a second business called Angra. Angra is an online bank platform licensed, registered in New Zealand, in Auckland. Then I expanded the business to Singapore, Hong Kong, Portugal, and then here in UK. In 2015, I co-founded another company called Remitech. What we do is we are in the fintech industry. We provide a software integrated solution to the money service industry here in UK, helping people to send money to their country. Finally, last year, I co-founded and invested in another company called A-Laundries, which is the biggest information portal for Brazilian people living out of Brazil here in UK. And to conclude, last year I found another company called Garanto. Garanto is a licensed mortgage and insurance company here in UK to help mainly our clients in Vertice Services when they want to apply for a mortgage, when they want to buy a house, and secondly, when they need money, raise finance. What we do is we offer secured and unsecured loan to businesses to help them to grow. Now, nice pictures, that's me. So basically what I do is during the weekends, my hobby is, apart from staying with my wife, is I like to write articles about businesses. Perhaps some of you already saw these pictures in social media, our website. This is what I like to do as well. I like to write about businesses. Learn and then writing. I would like to thank you, the Brazilian Embassy as well, for suggesting the presentation title as well. I love it very much because I even developed a theory which I never thought before, yeah? You will understand why. Now, let me talk just briefly about Brazil. Brazil is obviously the 80th economy in the world. Everybody knows most of the big companies are established in Brazil. They have an operation in Brazil. As it was said before, it's the biggest economy in Latin America. Just to give an example, only the state of São Paulo, the volume of businesses corresponds the same as the total in Argentina, so it's quite big. And Brazil is one of the biggest importers of Scottish whiskey from UK. Now, some data about UK. As probably you know, UK is the 5th biggest economy on the globe. Now, the 2nd biggest in Europe, behind Germany, then is the 13th global import and export partner with Brazil. Yes, there are a lot of businesses between Brazil and UK, UK and Brazil. And then, I'm not sure if you know about this data here, but UK is the 3rd biggest buyer of Brazilian wine. Anyway, this one I didn't know before. Simply, this is the main trading partners of Brazil UK. So you can see here is the 30th one. This is back in 2016. The main Brazilian exports, the main products, perhaps you know, we are talking about minerals like gold, we are talking about soya, minerals again, meat, coffee, but obviously there are other ones. It's not because it's not in the list, it's not the main ones. Not necessarily mean that you cannot do business with other products and other services. As long as there is a buyer willing to buy and a seller willing to sell, there is a business. Then, Brazil imports United Kingdom. It's mainly pharmaceuticals, equipments, insecticides. We have some motor vehicles as well, whiskey, as I mentioned before. And now this is the theory. The theory is what kind of business people you are. What kind of business person you are. The first one is what I call star chaser. I gave it this name anyway. I think it doesn't exist. Star chaser is, my concept is when there is a big opportunity, let's say for instance, a big company is expanding their operations to an international. For example, a UK company, a big one, is going to Brazil. This company will obviously offer opportunities for other small and medium companies to go with them. How? Giving assistance, providing services, perhaps outsourcing some of the operations of this company. So this is the one that I call star chaser. The business guy doesn't go by himself. The second one, this is what I call the local star. Probably many of you. Okay, you are a local star. Okay, I'll give an example. You were born here, you are English, you studied here, you know the culture, you know the language very well. Not like me, I don't speak English very well, but perhaps you do, because you are English. And then you made a decision to set up a business, you start up, you succeed, and now you are thinking like, where should I go now? Should I go to Brazil? Yes, there is an opportunity. Should I go to another country? This is what I call the local star. And the third one, this is the one that I like the most. This is the foreigner star. It's perhaps some of you here. The foreigner star is someone like me, some of you, and we basically came here, we didn't speak the language, we didn't know the culture, we had to learn all of this before we start up the business. We found an opportunity, or there was a need, we start up the business succeeds, and then now we are thinking like, what should I do now? Should I go back to Brazil and set up the same kind of business? Should I expand internationally to Brazil? Like in our case, our accountancy practice, we used to use the representative offices in Brazil, Miami, and Lisbon. And we made a strategic decision to set it up our own offices in Lisbon, Miami, and São Paulo. This is important. Some of the case studies. Some of these business people are here with you today. They will have wine and coffee with you after the event. This one, envelope 4. This guy, Alexandre Soares, one of our clients. What he does is, he is one of the biggest sports agencies, football agencies here in UK. He holds most of the Brazilian players playing here in the English clubs. Another one, Swim in Nature. This guy is Brazilian. He set up this company 26 years ago. He is the biggest swimming lessons instruction for children here in UK. Loan Help for You, Francine, she's here, probably. It's an immigration business. They also do students, and then they do travel and other services as well. It's a multi-service company, very successfully. They also have offices here. They also have offices in São Paulo. Another one is Experiência de Sucesso. This is one I like very much. A friend of mine, he's called Leandro Marcondes. He came here many years ago, back in 2011. He was in the Brazilian Embassy seminar. I do remember this. He also makes these comments to me. Oh, I was there. He set up a company called Cortiço before this company. It was an accommodation company. Then he started going to these events of success resources. Some of you probably know. We are talking about the speakers, business speakers. It's like Robert Kiyosaki. We are talking about Richard Branson. These are the business speakers of this company. And then he made a decision to buy the branch to set up the same kind of business here and do in Brazil, and is doing very well. Griffins, Luciano Veloso, this is a state agency. What he does is he helps people to buy properties here, Brazilian people, and he also helps people from UK to buy properties in Brazil. F for the sports law. This is one of the biggest consultancy companies to English clubs, football clubs here in UK. This guy, Nilo, he's Brazilian. Sofamor, he's here. Where are you? Armand. I'm very proud of you, by the way. Yeah. He set up the business back in 2011, exactly. So 6 years. I do remember he came to my office to set up a business as a self-employed. And now after 6 years, he is the biggest producer or the biggest manufacturer of furniture and sofas in this country. Very interesting. And now he also expanded his business to Portugal, and he also doing business in Brazil, even though I know that he's exporting his products to the whole world, especially Arabic countries. Another one, Thiago, he's also here. Where's Thiago? Thiago Maia. Okay, Thiago Maia. This is a very interesting case. He owns, or he's the director of one of the best animation companies, okay, video editing and production here in UK. Yeah, he produces most of the advertisements for TV for the biggest companies here in UK. Second one, F Great Studio. This is another studio motion animation. Another one, they've got clients such as CNBC. The name of the director is Conrado Galvez. Bel Piazon, where are you? She's here. Bel Piazon has a jewelry company. What she does is she exports and imports, okay, she buys obviously and then sells jewelries to clients. It's also based here in UK. And finally, another case study is Bralix. This one is from Brazil to here. What they do is they manufacture equipment to produce coxinhas and pastries and all of this. Another company very successful which expanded from Brazil to UK. So my question to you now is, what kind of business person you are? You are the number 1, you are the number 2, or number 3? Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Very good.